Okay, here we are sitting in a 2022 Lexus UX 300E. So that's a Uniform X-Ray 300 Echo. Now this is an all-wheel drive, totally electric vehicle offered by Lexus to the Thai market. It's quite a beautiful car. Unfortunately, the battery is completely dead. The car has been sitting at the show for 1 week, but of course, obviously being an all-electric car, I really don't have a conventional shift, but I do seem to have shift paddles right here, which in driving another electric vehicle with shift paddles, what that does is that it exaggerates or reduces the deceleration. In other words, when I take my foot off the gas, if I want the vehicle to accelerate, de-accelerate very violently, I use one of my shift paddles, and if I want it to be much less, I use the other shift paddle. So it kind of lets you fine-tune the regenerative braking. So you know regenerative braking and full regenerative braking. Kind of a good idea. So normally you think of these as shift paddles to shift the transmission, but there is no transmission. It's the electric motor driving the gear train to drive the wheels. So here we have some interesting controls. I noticed that I have push buttons and knobs here on this control, and this I believe is some type of kind of pad where I can move around and then press it to select, and map and menu and back. Nice cup holder. And I believe this is my platform for charging my phone. And here we see our controls for the, apparently what it looks like is the cooling and heating of the seat, and heating of the steering wheel, and the cooling and heating of the seat. So here we have auto or manual for the driver and the passenger seat, and then here I have the heated steering wheel. Now obviously this is not for the Thai market, because obviously in the Thai market I would never want to heat my seat or my steering wheel, ever. And here is my front display. I do not believe that it changes position. I do have a mechanical clock, obviously electric clock, but mechanical hands. Here I have my selection of sport, normal, and economy, and very nice. Have quite an array of buttons here on the steering wheel, everything from lane departure and parking assist. Here is my cruise control, and then obviously cell phone, volume, and my menu button and select are okay. And of course obviously telescoping steering wheel. And here's something interesting. Here is my feature here for stability control. I can turn that on and off, and this is all-wheel drive. Very beautiful car, and I'm sure a very expensive car. Nice sunroof, nice interior, very luxurious. Well, let's step outside and take a look at the vehicle from the outside. Okay, here we see our UX 300E Lexus. And actually it looks very much like a conventional SUV. All-wheel drive. Has that classic Lexus front grille, which takes some getting used to. It looks a whole lot better if you have a big European style license plate. And there we see a quality Michelin tires. Now obviously the electric vehicle is going to be rather heavy, so I'm going to have a suspension system, wheel, and tire to be able to support that. And here's my charging port. Now, what's interesting about this vehicle, it appears to have a charging port on both sides. So I have a charging port on this side. This is just the cover. And I have a slightly different charging port on this side. So I guess one side is for a fast charger and one side is for the level 1 or level 2 charger. And here a level 1 or level 2 is where I'm probably able to charge at like 40 kilowatts. So obviously the electrical utility here in Thailand is 50 hertz at 220 volts. So here I could have a single phase service, and here at about 20 amps at 220 volts I could get there to my 40 kilowatts to charge my vehicle, and that would probably charge it very nicely overnight.